For the first time ever, I'm going to see a Kenyan artist perform internationally, and that artist is none other than Bien of Sauti Soul. For now, we have to travel from Scotland all the way down to England. He'll be performing in London at the O2 Indigo Arena. I think that's the correct name of the venue. So yeah, let's head there. Yeah, the view is office blocks. Nothing much to see. That's the hotel room. So today the weather isn't the best. Today is the Saturday when the concert is happening at 6:30 p.m. It's 1 p.m. and yeah, not a very great day to explore. We wanted to go check out a shop called Ugali Jiko, which does some fusion of ugali. I think they deep fry the ugali in some way, which will have been interesting to try. But yeah, I mean, it's Kenyan themed, but yeah, it's not open today because of the weather. So we'll just go walk around London, then go to the event later in the evening. This is a garden on top of a building. One thing I'd say I really like about the UK in general is there's a lot of green spaces just where you can go and chill. Like this one, because the weather is so bad, it's raining, so this is like a good walk. And there's some very interesting trees in here. I think they're from like different places around the world. On some benches, you can come sit. This will be so nice in a very good day. I'm bamboozled. Okay, and I'm back home. So let's talk about the BN event. So, I mean, first things first, the weather that entire weekend was terrible. On Saturday, it rained pretty much the whole day. And yeah, the weather in general in the entire UK was terrible. We went to the venue around maybe 6 p.m. No, maybe 5:30 p.m. because the gates were to open at 6:30 p.m. And that's where my only problem with the event was because nowadays there is apps for everything. So like everyone else, I downloaded the Dice app, which is what you use to buy the app and also what you expect to have the QR code that will be scanned for you to get into the venue. But for whatever reason, there was no QR code. So there was more than 300 people just queuing so that they can get to the ticketing area to print a ticket. Then you'll go again to another place where you will basically, just for security and then get to the venue. So you can imagine this slowed down how quick people were being processed, which means so many of us missed the Matata performance. We were lucky to get maybe only the last 20 minutes of the Matata performance, but I'd imagine there's so many people who didn't get to see Matata perform. Maybe once the event organizer saw that it's getting late, they managed to activate the QR code on the app and then everyone was let in basically. So I'd say that was maybe the only disappointing part when it comes to the event. But other than that, yeah, Matata did like 20 minutes maybe of performance. Well, what I saw that is, and I've seen them maybe perform once before, and Matata are very good, especially because they also have like dancers, or because they are dancers, they know how to dance. It means their performances are usually very, very lively. So, yeah, solid 10 out of 10 from Matata. Then the man of the night came in, and that was Bien. And I mean, I've seen Bien perform several times before, luckily, from back in the days of, I think it was Mwanzo, one of their first albums, which they released as Sauti Soul. And one thing I always appreciate about Bien or Sauti Soul in general is they would always use a proper band. So the sound or the music does sound authentic, if I can say, compared to, let's say, just having a DJ play the music. But of course, it depends with the music genre. I'm assuming with hip hop, sometimes it's easier to just use a DJ compared to, the rumba kind of music where you expect a band, you don't expect a DJ to just play songs. And the band was, I mean, once you see Kabaseke part of the lineup, you just know that it's going to be fire, because that is probably one of the greatest guitarists in Kenya. He was one of the supporting acts in the band, and then there was, I think it was Baya who was on the drums, and there was another guy, I couldn't remember the name, who was also on the bass guitar, and there was one guy who was a dancer who was very good. He danced the whole night, the almost the entire 1 hour 45 minutes that BN performed. And funny thing is, Bien said he had two dancers, but there was one dancer who didn't get the visa. So, just African problems, I guess, when, getting visas to go to work in another country is also a problem. I'm really glad that you're feeling nice. I'm really glad that you cannot deny. Feeling really. So, I mean, these guys, they did put up a proper show, the entire 1 hour 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours. It was a solid performance, to be honest. Everyone, I'm sure, wished it was longer, because here in the UK, they are very, very strict with time. Like the event venue, when it gets to 10:45, that's when the event is supposed to end. You must leave. So I'm sure when BN performed the last song, people maybe thought, just leave and then come back and do another song. But nah, the lights came on and everyone is out, which was a bit disappointing. So we were just outside standing there, I'm sure, thinking like, what do we do? The night is still young, but yeah, some of us are now old. We have to go to sleep. And there was an after party, which, yeah, I didn't go to. I'm actually a bit disappointed because BN also performed in Scotland. He performed at a club called 142B, which is in Glasgow. But I didn't know about this, early on. They sold the tickets a bit late, so I wasn't really prepared for that. And it's a small venue, but he still had the band there, so you can imagine the, professionalism or the quality he has to put into that. But I'm glad I managed to go to London to see the performances there. And that was a big moment for BN, for Kenyan artists, for East African artists, because we rarely see East African artists perform internationally and fill stadiums, especially if they are the headliners. So yeah, I'm hoping this maybe was one of those steps where more artists will maybe try to experiment with new markets, and for us as fans, we'll definitely also try to, go see them perform, whether it's in the UK, whether it's in Germany, whether it's back home in Kenya, or wherever they go. We'll always try to, just go see our people representing. And yeah, that's it. I won't drag this video any further. Until next time, see ya.